Alright, let's do another one of these looking through long box episodes. Pilot Week style, also called the stuff I'm going to do that nobody is ever going to look at. But I enjoy these videos, so maybe someone else will. This box is mostly tease and use. Mostly it's a little bit of Transformers and a whole lot of Uncanny X-Men, so let's go ahead and get to it. Some good old school Transformers in the front there, a little dinged up, I mean they're beat up copies, but these newer ones are much better condition. Not as sought after by casual fans, but Transformers fans, Transformers fans. A lot of these newer ones, like these DWs and stuff, they're pretty awesome. Got some great art, some great story. And at the end of the day, if you're the fan of a series, alright, let's see how this goes. There we go. You can see my bathrobe sleeve in this, in these shots. There you go. And you'll know that I am obviously doing these for my house in the morning, which is awesome. I hope my life is filled with days like this, just sitting around the house, looking through some awesome long boxes. Hey, there's a Turtles comic in here. Thought that was for all in the other box. We didn't get to finish them all left this time, so maybe I should do a continuation of the Turtles, a half shell, half sewed or something. There's a little bit of Teen Titans thing. Now we get to start what I'm excited about. Let's get these out the front a little bit, just a little bit, so we have some room. Uncanny X-Men. These are actually in gosh, I wish it was easier to hold this camera with this hand. It's not, but yes, vertical really is the best way to get the full comics in the shot. So we'll just stick with that, because that's what's important in the end, right guys? Colossus and Vision, it's Nightcrawler, Warlock. Someone's fucking up the Juggernaut. Oh, what's that? Fucking creation of humans. I'm too tired. I can't think. That's kind of I think it would be a frowned upon cover today. Wolverine holding a small child up with his claws pointed at them menacingly and a cigarette in his mouth. But hey, it was a different time back in the Bronze Age. You could pretty much do whatever. That's not true. It's just surprising. I guess like when you look at old comics, a lot of people think anything with a gun on the front of it is more valuable. Yes, sometimes maybe it is. Gotta do some research on that idea though. Master Mold. Boy, he's a bastard. Cool habit cover. Banshee. Love me some Banshee. Toad. Toad. What a creepy little bastard. They made him look so much cooler in that first X-Men movie than I could ever imagine Toad being. Here we go. I think this may have been worth something once upon a time. Not so much anymore. The Extinction Agenda, you know, it's still a great story arc. One of the best X-Men story arcs. So, I bought this when I was a kid. I think I paid $9 for it back then. Quarter bins all the time now. A lot of books that I paid a lot of money for when I was a kid. Be so surprised how many of them end up, well, 90s collectors might not be, but kids today, you may be surprised how many comics I paid a lot of money. Here's another one. Paid $9 for this for certain, maybe 10, and now it's a regular quarter bin issue. So sometimes that's the way it goes, kids. If you're new to collecting, a good piece of advice: unless you just have a mountain of money and you're a speculator and not a collector, I would advise anyone to always buy the issues that you are genuinely into, because buying things, especially when you're buying from dealers, if you are spending a lot of money on a single issue, the odds are not so phenomenal that you will make a giant return down the line and retire to Tahiti. Not saying you can't find good deals. Of course you can. You're really educated, you can find them in quarter bins. See videos all the time of people finding freaking Hulk #1, Amazing Fantasy #15. And to a lesser end, you know, just lots of issues that look like the ones we're looking at today. That, you know, maybe not worth a fortune, but they're worth $20, $30. So it's all about education and patience in that regard. I got a Hulk 92 a little while back out of a quarter bin. I don't think it's worth a whole lot now. Maybe it is, though. You know, the Ragnarok movie's coming out. It's playing all of the themes from Planet Hulk, so... At one point, anyway, I do remember CGC was selling for well over 100, so... Now, you can find things in the discount bins. Your great victories, your stealth buys, whatever you want to call it. Phalanx cover, holographic cover. When I was a kid, this was one of the first major, maybe the first big crossover of any kind that I collected. I think it was, and all led up to the first appearance of Generation X and the launch of that series. I believe, I could be mistaken. If I am, don't tear me apart in the comments. I think this may be the first appearance of M. Monet St. Clair, and I love the Generation X comics, and that's an example of the whole series is not worth anything now, but you know, that was a great read for me when I was a kid, and something I'm still very attached to. I have the whole series. Might do a video on that. This is the first part of Legion Quest, which eventually led into the at least temporary death of Professor Xavier that started the whole Age of Apocalypse story arc, which is my all-time favorite, and the first mammoth crossover I ever collected. And I did that issue by issue when it was coming out of the stands. eBay wasn't a thing. I had no prayer of going to a convention back then. I don't think the internet was real big yet back then, if it was a thing, you know. I'm old, so I can still remember a time without the internet. But I love the original Age of Apocalypse, excuse me. Just a great story. Like, love Emma Frost. I think I may go on to collect her solo series. That might be one of the next series I really get into collecting for my personal collection. You know, we're doing good. We may actually get through this one before the battery dies. You know, anytime I see something with this dude, it always makes me think of the animated series back in the 90s. I remember when they did the Phoenix Saga and the Dark Phoenix Saga. I was seeing there with the Here's How Old I Am Kids, the VHS tape, just recording away. Now I am going to speed this up because the closer we get to 11 minutes, the closer this battery gets to dying. I kind of want to see if we can get through all the issues. Just cause. And remember, I'll be doing a lot more of these, so if I don't finish this today, maybe there will be a follow-up. Cool cover. Let's see. Seek is super money with me. North Star. Getting down to the wire, kids. Getting close. We might succeed. That's awesome. It's so weird to me that Colossus can be a bad guy. Not Colossus, Cyclops can be a bad guy these days. When I was a kid, he was the Boy Scout. Alright, and that's all the Uncanny X-Men. Well, almost. And Ultimate Spider-Man threw me off. Alright, and that's the last one. It's an annual, so I'll go ahead, put these Transformer comics back in here. And that's going to be it for today, guys. So thank you very much. Tapping out on this one. So I guess join us next time if I do another one.